Hi everyone, today I wanted to show you how to make love park cookies inspired by an iconic image created by Robert Indiana. And to make these cookies you can either use a copy cake if you have a copy cake. If you don't have a copy cake, you can also use royal icing transfers, and that is what I'll be using today. For royal icing transfers you need an image that you want to trace. You need a medium that you want to trace it on, and this medium can be either acetate sheet, that is a plastic sheet that is usually used with chocolate to make a chocolate color for the cake. When you're using acetate sheet, make sure you're getting a food grade acetate sheet. You can also use parchment paper or wax paper. I'm using wax paper, and all I did, I cut out small squares of wax paper and I taped the piece onto my work surface. Underneath is an image that I'm tracing. I got the image, I just printed it from online. And then I'm just outlining using royal icing. And once you do the whole outline, you can flood your image. And I'm using about 15-second icing. And then use the needle tool or a toothpick. Needle tool is great because it has a very fine tip, so it gets into the areas where toothpick could, be difficult to reach. So it's helpful, but you can also use a toothpick if you don't have the needle tool. And then once you flood all the areas, you want to remove the wax paper and then let this dry overnight. And once it's dry, we can peel off the wax paper and we can start decorating. And this is what the cookie will look like when it's finished. But first we need to ice the cookie with white icing. I'm using 15-second icing. You don't want to use icing that is too thin, because once you place dry royal icing transfer on top of the wet cookie, there will be slight pressure. So you don't want the icing to be too thin, because then the icing can go over the edge and it can overflow basically. And then take your dry royal icing transfer and place it directly onto the cookie. Oops, this happens, so just take a new royal icing transfer and place it onto the wet icing. And here is a different angle that I wanted to show you. And I'm doing the same thing, just icing the cookie with white. Another thing with royal icing transfers and using a dry on wet application is, if you have a base that is dark colored and your royal icing transfer is lighter color, I do not recommend this combination, because the dark color will seep through the light color of your royal icing transfer. And here is what I wanted to show you. See how my O is not touching the icing? So I'm gonna help it a little bit. So the icing, it's sticking to the royal icing transfer. And here same with the E. You see a little gap? So just push the icing so it touches the royal icing transfer and you're done. And then let the cookies dry completely and you can enjoy them at your party. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you get all the video updates via email. Thanks for watching.